Welcome back to Ethos, Pathos, and Logos. The last two videos were on Ethos and Pathos, and so today we're going to be looking at Logos. But all three of these are ways that advertisers use to convince us to buy their product. So let's review. The first video was about Ethos. What is that? How does the ad make us believe that they are trustworthy or have authority? The second video was about pathos, what strong feelings, including things like humor and romantic appeal, etc., do advertisers use to get us to want to buy a product. And then today will be about, or this video will be about logos. How does it use your sense of reason? So let's look at our objectives. Our objective is to understand the persuasive technique of logos. We'll again look at examples both of print ads as well as commercial ads to see what that looks like in real life. Okay, so logos has to do with logic. Here, your idea is that you want to get your audience to think logically about what you have to say. So advertisers will use statistics, facts, explanations for how it works, reasons, all of those kinds of things. Tends to be very straightforward and not a whole lot of fluff, and has a very scientific and factual approach. Now, one thing to consider is that most ads which do include logos will also use one of the other ones, either Ethos or Pathos. But all the ads that we're going to look at today for this will have some elements of logos in. But you could probably already be thinking in the back of your head that in addition to logos, you could be figuring out which other persuasive techniques that the ad uses. So let's go ahead and get started at some examples. Okay, so here are a couple of examples of print ads that rely on this kind of facts and figures sort of model, where you're given specific numbers that supposedly will convince you that this is the way to go. For example, here we have this product is, quote, approved to kill 99.9% of these germs. However, notice that it doesn't say they actually have proof that it does that, just that it's allowed to do it or approved to do so. The second one has that little figure there at the bottom that talks about how it's 10 times stronger than plain paper plates. So again, using a fact or a figure to show you, hey, this is a good product and you should buy it. These examples kind of rely on giving you facts and figures, but really focus on giving you a reason, that there is a logical reason for why you should purchase this product. The one on the left gives you reasons for why the hair product is going to be good for your hair. It's kind of hard to read, but basically it says that it combines 3 nourishing fruit oils: avocado, olive, and shea. Logically, that should make your hair look better because there's lots of nutrients in it. So therefore, it's an example of logos. The second one gives us the fact that it's 50% less fat than others, and that, if you notice on the top, you are not going to lose any flavor. So these are both good reasons for why you should purchase this product. Another way that advertisers will appeal to our logic is through comparison. Sometimes you'll get a comparison like on the left here, where you have kind of a before and after. Here's what life is like without this particular medication on the left, and then on the right you get what life is like with the medication, and you can see the comparison and go, oh, the one, obviously this is going to be a whole lot better with this medication. The other ad here, the toilet paper ad, is another example of giving that idea of comparison. It's not too soft, it's not too rough, it is just right. And so because this product is just right, that logically makes sense that this would be the one that you would want to purchase. Here's another example of a comparison ad with a little bit of a close-up. Here it actually gives you some visual of what other moisturizers might look like in terms of how they affect your skin versus this product's ability to moisturize your skin. This visual display of the one being less and this one being a whole lot more effective appeals to your sense of logic. Well, this makes sense if this one really does have more moisturizing power than this logically is the one that you would want to get. Okay, we're going to watch a short video spot about IBM. In this particular video, we want to pay attention to the fact that the video is mostly just showing you what their technology is capable of. And so if you understand how great their technology is and you understand what it can do, then maybe you'll be more interested in learning more about it and perhaps purchasing something from them.
One morning I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I don't know.
Real language is filled with nuance, slang, and metaphor. It's more than half the world's data, but computers couldn't understand it. Watson is a computer that uncovers meaning in our language and pinpoints the right answer instantly. It uses deep analytics to answer questions computers never could before, even the ones on Jeopardy. That's what I'm working on. I'm an IBMer. Let's build a smarter planet.
Okay, so that's our video example of what Logos looks like. Now it's your turn. Here are a couple of advertisements. Again, you're welcome to take on the challenge in finding your own outside in the world and bringing it in with the explanation. But if that's not possible or you don't have time, then take a look at these two and decide how are they examples of Logos. Make sure you pause so that you can write your ideas down. Okay, so let's review. Logos is, the best word for Logos is logic. When an advertiser uses logos, they are trying to get you to think logically about why their product or service is the best way to go. They might present facts and figures, give you logical reasons, provide comparisons or proof that their product really is the best one out there. Remember, logos is often combined, almost always combined with one of the others, Ethos or Pathos, and they really all work together to help make us think that we need to purchase things. Okay, so that's the end of our three-part presentation. Please remember that as you're watching your advertisements, as you go out into the world, and that realize that there are specific persuasive techniques that advertisers will use to make you think that you need this. Now that you're aware of what they're really doing, maybe that will help you make some smarter decisions in the future. Have a great day.